Chanavasa as usual, and still here at Riverflow International. I always tell you that the Riverflow International is the center of innovation when it comes to science. Today we are going to look at this item. There is a man trying to push the drum, load it on the vehicle, and is using some kind of a simple machine. That's why they are saying, and the diagram below shows a man using a simple machine to load a drum onto a truck. Study and use it to answer the questions that follow. So, when I looked at this man, I also decided to try and see what he was doing. So I also tried to load the drum on the truck, and it was full of some things that I wanted to carry up somewhere. So I tried to lift it alone and I failed. I tried to lift it, I failed. So I realized there was some timber around. I just got the wood, those timber. I made my inclined plane also. So I made those ones. So I put it up to the car. Then I rolled the drum. I rolled the drum slowly. After rolling the drum, then I was able to put it slightly far away from the truck, but on the wood things that I wanted to put. Then I started rolling it, slowly by slowly rolling it, and it was a bit easier. Rolled it, then at the end of it all, I was able to put it and load it on the truck. Now, back to our question. Now, the diagram below shows the man using a simple machine to load a drum on a truck. Study it and use the questions that follow. So they want us to name the type of the simple machine that the man is using. And now we all know we have levers, we have pulleys, we have inclined planes, we have wheel and axles, we have screws, but this particular where we have a slope connecting where to load the load from the ground is called an inclined plane. Now, for those of you who have not covered this topic, it is covered in primary 7. This is primary 7 under simple machines. So, and I believe by the end of next term, if there is any teacher who has not covered this, then there will be a problem. They are saying that we give any 2 examples of the type of simple machine we have named above. So in other words, they want us to talk about in real life, where do we find these ones? And I know you know them. Now, number 1 is the ramp. We have the ramp. Now, we all know for us to always especially move on storage buildings. And then also still on storage buildings, there are staircases. Then also, those of you who have ever been on constructions, we can also use the ladders. Also, the ladder is one of the examples of an inclined plane in real life. How can the man improve on the simple machine above in order to make his work easier? Very simple. Number 1, inclined planes, they actually reduce the amount of energy you need, but they increase the distance. So it means, you see, this is a bit steeper. So if I make it by making the inclined plane, less steep, and of course it can also be longer. But another one where how he can add rollers. Can use rollers on the what? On the drum to make work easier. But remember, like you saw in this video, I used wood. So wood sometimes have friction. So number 1 is to make wood surface or timber wood surface because they said pieces of wood. That's what he's using. more smooth. More smooth. So another one, you could even actually lubricate. For example, use oil to oil the surfaces where you are going to roll the drum to reduce friction. So there are very many other that you can give on these points. So basically, this is what we can give for now. In your opinion, how is this question? And then, what else would you want us to do? Which other questions do you have on such numbers so that we can work together to make sure that you understand them? Do not forget subscribe and hit in the comment section, add your comment. Thank you very much.